Good morning to all. We are talking on descriptive stats and the assignment 2, which I have given to you a couple of days back. So let's read the question first. A student collected data on perception of water quality in 3 different cities across India. He sampled 10 people, 5 males and 5 females, each from major cities in the Midwest, on the West Coast, and on the East Coast. Each person tasted the municipal water from the respective city. The water was provided by the researcher and rated its taste and clarity on a scale 1 to 10, with higher ratings indicating better perceived taste and clarity, respectively. The data file, which is enclosed, and we have the name here. So the data file consists of the values of 30 participants on the variables location, gender, taste, and clarity. For location 1, West Coast, 2, Midwest, and 3, East Coast. And for gender, 1 is male, 2 female. So we have to open the file and perform the appropriate analysis to answer the questions below. So A part is report the frequencies for location and gender. So the question number 1 for us, A part rather. So report frequencies for location and gender. What I do is I just share the SPSS file with you so that we have, so here it is. The SPSS file is with us and we have to basically, you can say, perform this report frequencies for location and gender. So this is what we are doing. We have to report frequencies for I'm following the question. Report the frequencies for gender and location. So this is what we have to do. So moving on that, share, and here. So report frequencies for location and gender. So analyze, descriptive, frequencies. So we have got location and gender done. And then stats is what I'm clicking. Do I need standard deviation minimum maximum? Since this is all nominal data, I won't require it. Charts also I'm not going right now. So I'll just click OK and look at the answers I'm getting. So if you look at the answers, you'll be getting the answers there, and I'll be sharing the output file with you. So this is the output file we are getting. So this is what we've got. We have got the answers, and the answer is this is, you can say, the frequency 10 10 10 from West Coast, Midwest, and East Coast, and this is the percentage of people, and that's there. Similarly for male female, 15 males and 15 females, and 50% male, 50% female. That's there. A simple understanding. So we have understood how to have the descriptives coming up. Now again, I'm sharing the question so as to understand the other questions which we have got there. So here we go. So report the mean standard deviation for taste and clarity for the entire sample. Report the mean standard deviation for taste and clarity separately for different locations. Which location is cost? So B part, we have to talk about mean standard deviation for the two scale variables, taste and clarity as a whole. C part, we have to find out the mean standard deviation for taste and clarity separately for different locations, for each of the 3 locations. D part, we have to report the mean standard deviation for taste and clarity separately for males and females, and then report the mean standard deviation for taste and clarity for gender layered by location. So these are the 4 questions. So rather than, you can say, doing and looking at the questions repeatedly, I'll be just moving from this slide to the, you can say, to the answers part. So I'll go for the chapter 2, size 2. So that's there, what we are having. So already we have calculated the A part. B part we are moving. We are trying to find out. I go for something called compare means. I've got general location. The question was talking only about location. Location is independent. Taste and clarity are dependent. So here we go, and I just click OK, and this is what we have got. we have got, if you look at the things, we have got this case processing summary has been done. So West Coast, the taste is 6.9 something, clarity is 7.8 something, standard deviation is 1.28 and 1.03 respectively. If you look at the Midwest, the taste is 7.8 something. So the water tastes much better for Midwest as compared to West Coast, whereas clarity also is quite high, 8.7 as compared to 7.8 of West Coast. And standard deviation is 0.91, 8 something, and 1.15 for clarity. That's the standard deviation they got. If you look at the East Coast, the mean is 5.9. It's if you look at, you can see the mean value is the lowest one. If you look at the Midwest, it is the ultimate winner, 7.8 something. 6.9 is the West Coast. East Coast is 5.9. If you look at the clarity part, West Coast is 7.8 something, Midwest is 8.7, and East Coast is 7.9. In case of clarity, you can say Midwest is having 8.7, the highest one, followed by East Coast 7.9, and for West Coast it is 7.8, a little less, and the last. If you look at the East Coast, the values of taste and clarity as far as mean is concerned is known to us. Standard deviation is 1.5, 2 something for taste and 1.19 for clarity. That's there. And that's the actual, you can say, mean for all the three cities. 6.68, 6.8667 is for the taste, and 8.1333 is for clarity. 1.45586 is for maybe taste, that's the standard deviation, and for clarity the standard deviation is 1.16658. So that's the answer we've got. So this is, we have calculated the data for, you can say, both the things. Now we are again, you can say, analyzing. We are again analyzing, and this time I've again gone for compare means. I've gone for means. So earlier it was for, you can say, location. I'm moving, you can say, this to, let's go for reset. Let me wait for some time because I suppose there has been some hanging in my computer. So let me check it again. It's not working right now also. So now it works. So location, rather than location, I'll be moving for gender, and sorry, I'll be moving for gender in the independent part, and taste and clarity I'll be moving for the dependent. Again going for OK. And this is the case processing summary for C part of the question, where we have done the same thing, but in terms of male and female. So if you look at the mean for male, it is 6.667 something, and clarity is 8.0667. Whereas for female, it is 7.0667, and clarity is 8.2. This means female have got preferably very high rating for water as compared to what males do, both in case of taste and clarity. So that's the answer. Now, the other part, the last one that was being asked in this question was to find out the, you can say, the same thing. So let me reset it. It's taking a bit of time to reset. Now the reset is there. So I'll move to location and gender as something, you can say, rather taste and clarity. Let me do it. So taste and clarity I'm having. So to dependent list, and location, gender layered by location was the question basically. So layer 1. Next is, you can say, the location part. So when I say OK, and here you have the answer coming up. Now if you look at the question was, you can say, that you have to find out the mean and standard deviation for clarity and taste, or taste and clarity, and simultaneously you have to layer the data with male and female. So here we've got the value for male for all the three cities. So these values we have got, the mean here, these are the means we have got. Similarly for female, we have got the mean values, we have got the values, we have got the mean values, and that's all. This for the total. For both male and female, we have got the values here. And you can just look at the values to find out that which value you see is more significant. And maybe you can say the dominant one. So that was question number 2. You can repeat this exercise again and again just to understand what all steps have been performed. Now coming up back, you can say I'll be sharing the question and maybe a new file for you. So this file I leave. I'll go for new share. New share the question itself. So we move to the third question. And talking about the third question, here the question is, a researcher collected data on reading performance and number of hours of television watched per day of 30 children. The gender and socioeconomic status of each participant was also collected. The data file is attached, and we'll be seeing that's not the case. The data file contains the variables gender, socioeconomic status, hours TV, and reading scores. For gender, 1 male, 2 female. For socioeconomic status, 1 is low, 2 is middle, and 3 is high. And reading scores are 0 to 50 scale with higher scores indicating better reading performance. So we have to open the data in SPSS file and perform the appropriate analysis. So we have to first of all, A part, report frequencies for gender and socioeconomic group or socioeconomic status. Report mean standard deviation for hours TV and reading scores for entire sample. Report mean standard deviations for hours and hours TV and reading scores separately for males and females. And last, we have to, you can say, report the mean standard deviations for us for gender layered by socioeconomic group. So that is what we have to do. So it's again a very simple question, similar to what we have done for question number 1 and question number 2. Let's move to the data first and straight away try to perform the analysis. So I move to, you can say, exercise 3. I'm sharing the exercise 3 with you. So it has been a bit problematic right now, but just we need to wait for a while. By the time you can say things will get better. So we have you can say the variables being here. Even we have the data view. We have the data view here, the variable view here. The variables are already given to us. And what we'll be doing is we'll be, you can say, working on the part and just trying to ensure that things catch up and work because the screen is not being shown. So what I'll do is I'll go for a new share, read the question for a while, and then maybe I'll come back a bit later. So there's a question for you. So maybe we have seen the question again. Move back. We move to the screen and is it here? This question we've got. So what I'll do is this is it. So I'll share the screen now. Question is luckily available to us. So first of all, we're analyzing. We're going for tissue stats, frequencies, and for gender and SES, which are both nominal data, we'll be going for, just wait for a while, it's hanging now. Okay, we'll be going for something called output data. And here we have taken up the output. So I'll be sharing the output file for you with you. So this is it. Share, and this is it. So this is what we've got. I'm sorry, this is the answer to the first question. Now here we move, this is what we are got. So 30 people, 30. So male is, am I on the right track? So we've got male 15, female 15, 50%, low, middle, and high, 10 each. So that is what is, you can say, our frequency distribution. Now coming to the next part, analyze, and then we go to compare means. Now here this is given to us. We'll just take gender as the independent one, and then maybe hours and reading scores as something of dependent, go for OK, and here you get the answer. So we have got male and female, mean for male, mean for female. Analysis is already there before you. You can understand the data on your own. And then moving back, we are having with another, you can say this is B part we have done. And previously we have done it for, this is for the entire data. So this is for, this basically you can say the C part we've done. Now had we're keen to talk about the entire data, what we could have done was to go for compare means, and we could have just tried to find out the values for maybe you can say this is what you got the answers. For mean for hourly rate is 3.15, for reading score is 28 something. So this is B part we have done. The above one is C part which we have done. This is C part. And let's move to the last one. We are moving to the last one. So what I'll do is I'll go for analyze. I'll go for something called compare means. And what we do is I have gender as the layer, and next is SES and OK. And this is the answer we're getting, where what I've done is I've done for male and then for 3 socioeconomic groups or socioeconomic status, then again female, and for 3 socioeconomic status. So I'll not be explaining much of the things here. I've just done the commands. I request you all to follow these commands again and again, and then try to understand how the questions have been answered. The questions are already available with you. The SPSS files are with you. I request your practice for these questions. Thank you then. We'll meet up again next week, and we'll be answering those, you can say we'll be having new sets of questions and discussions later on in the next week. Thank you then. Thank you all.